Over the past year, the state and territory governments have been sharpening rental laws to make things fairer and safer for renters, while still recognising the important role you play as property managers. In this video, we're going to walk through what's changing, why it's changing, and how we're updating Ignite so you can stay compliant without needing to become a full-time legislation expert. In response to the agreed measures of National Cabinet's A Better Deal for Renters, state governments are passing new laws to make renting fairer and more consistent for tenants across the country. The big ideas in relation to rental applications are reducing how much personal and sensitive information renters hand over, making sure only what's genuinely needed to assess an application is collected, prioritising privacy, transparency and fairness across the rental journey. Our job is to review these rules and bake them into rental applications in Ignite so you can keep doing your job with confidence. The Northern Territory was the first to roll out these changes. With a leaner, more privacy-friendly application, changes included no date of birth collected on the application form. The About Me section is now optional. Only current address is required. Address references are optional. The employment section and employment references have been removed. For sources of income, applicants can upload a maximum of 2 documents. Only one ID document is required. You'll still get enough to complete your checks while collecting less personal information. Queensland has taken a similar direction to Northern Territory. Simplify the form and strip out anything not strictly necessary to assess the suitability of an applicant. The About Me section is optional. Applicants can still provide their previous addresses, but there's no reference required for those addresses. The employment reference has been removed. Ability to pay rent documents are limited to 2, and emergency contact details have been removed. You still see useful rental history and income information without emergency contacts or employment references. In South Australia, before an applicant can apply, agents must add extra details in Ignite to align with the government's Form A1. On the applicant side, South Australia forms now look quite different. An applicant's age is removed. The About Me section is removed. Only current address is asked for with no address reference. The employment section is removed. There's a new personal references section, but importantly, there is no automated reference flow. You manage any follow-up yourself. Sources of income are capped at 2 documents. Pet questions and emergency contact details are also removed. These changes in South Australia result in a greater restriction over what can and can't be collected. In Victoria, changes are coming soon and we're preparing Ignite so you're ready on day 1. Before applicants can apply, agents must add extra details in Ignite to align with the government's Form 3A. There's a bit more set up from your side, but it helps ensure each application contains the necessary information to meet the new requirements. On the application form itself, the About Me section is removed. Address references are optional and still supported by automated reference flows if applicants use them. Pet questions are removed. The employment reference is removed. A net weekly income field has been added so you can assess the applicant's ability to pay in a compliant way. The sources of income question is removed, so you won't see separate income document uploads in the same way as other states. An agent may request no more than 2 documents to confirm an applicant's ability to pay, and you will specify these documents in Ignite prior to the listing going live. Emergency contacts are removed. The changes in Victoria result in fewer, more targeted questions, while still giving you the key financial information you need. And finally, New South Wales. In New South Wales, new legislation is going through Parliament. We're closely monitoring those reforms and working ahead so that when New South Wales legislation is finalised, your Ignite application forms will be updated and you won't need to rebuild your processes from scratch. We know these changes impact how you work, Some sections are now removed, others are optional, and a few, like personal references or net weekly income, have been reshaped to meet new regulations. You don't need to memorize every detail from this video. Just know that the changes you're seeing are driven by new legislation. Ignite is being kept up to date for every state and territory. We have help content that explains what's changed and why. Thanks for everything you do to keep renters and owners supported, and for adapting with us as these laws evolve. We'll keep you updated as New South Wales progresses, as Victoria goes live, and as new changes come through around the country. If you've got questions about how these updates affect your workflow, or what you can and can't collect in your state, you can always reach out to our team or check the latest help articles.